This girl deserves an apology. She really does. From literally right now, the entire world. And that's not overstating the case. What happened to this girl some years ago was completely unfair and unwarranted and uncalled for. Looking back at it now through the lens of social distancing and the idea that you can shame others into behaving how you think they should in the name of public health and safety, I don't know how you do anything other than say, wow, we really blew it. For those of you who are unaware, this is Nicole Arbour, Canadian comedian and perhaps, at the time, the smartest woman on the planet. She did a video that it's hard to describe, it really is. It tweaked so many people that they had to make this huge effort to drive her off of all of social media and destroy her life. Never seen anything like it. There's a difference between disagreeing with somebody and doing what they did to this girl. Now, think about this idea. Social distancing. Someone sitting in a seat right next to you that you can perceive to be very unhealthy. Maybe that person is actually touching you at the time. Do you have the ability to say, no, that's too close, you're in my space? You see, at the time, that was seen as unconscionable because that's what she was relating in the story about when she went to the airport and she gave up her place in line for these quote-unquote disabled people that she observed to be just kind of overweight. And she was forced to sit next to one of them, and the person was so large that they were literally right on top of her. Now imagine that today, in the age of COVID. There have been contagious things going on for quite some time. What if you had said then, I don't think that person is quite healthy. I don't know what they may or may not have. Could you make them wear a mask to protect me? You see, you say that then, and you get vilified, and you get demonized, and you get called names. But now it's just the accepted way of doing things. You can call people Florida morons because they go to the beach and walk up and down it and exercise. Why is that okay? Why is it okay that all of these people who don't live in Florida can do this from the other 47 states? This girl was a genius. She absolutely was a decade ahead of the whole social distancing thing because that's what she was demanding. I have my space, and I don't know where you've been. I don't know what you have. And I believe it's incumbent upon you to protect me from you. At the time, that got the girl destroyed. Imagine back in the 80s if we had done that with the gay community. Because of the chance. What if we had said, you know what, if you're a gay person, you can't go out for wrestling in high school. Because in wrestling, there's a lot of bloody noses. Just saying, it's in the winter, air is dry, and it's just people get bloodied up. Well, it was a blood-borne disease. What if that had been the case? What if we had said that back then? What if we had told a certain community that we didn't agree with, that their behaviors could be risky to us? Because that's what's happening with the Florida morons meme. They think that because Floridians are going to the beach and walking up and down it and exercising it, that that's somehow a threat to everyone else, and it's incumbent upon us to change our behaviors to protect you. What if we had done that in the 80s and said, it is incumbent upon you, gay community, to change your behaviors to protect the rest of the world from a disease that at the time was 100% fatal? That would have not gone over quite that well. It didn't, in fact, for good reason. That's tyranny. That's horrible. But now it's just accepted. This girl made a video about it. And there is no doctor, no nurse, no medical professional anywhere that will tell you anything other than, in North America, the number one health concern is obesity and diabetes, being overweight, lack of exercise. You take away those things, you take away so many health problems. And I'll say one thing about girls like Nicole Arbour and other models that catch a lot of flack for being scantily dressed online. I'll tell you what, to maintain yourself in that kind of shape takes a great deal of effort. It takes a lot of work. I know a lot of you think, oh, it's just makeup and surgery and Photoshop. Yeah, no. It's not. That's part of it now, yeah, but if that were the case, there would be a lot more people doing what they're doing. It's hard work doing what they do and looking like that long term. I mean, yeah, anybody can probably look like that from the time they're 17 to the time they're 24. But that's not this person. And she had created a really great shtick on YouTube, the way that she went about doing things comedically. And it was really hard to watch what happened to her, the social justice warriors that destroyed her. Now, looking back, literally on the exact side she was on. Because obesity is a generational thing. Parents teach it to kids, who teach it to their kids, teach it to their kids. Those poor choices and those health issues run in families. So don't say that somebody is not affecting other people. They are. They drive up everybody's health costs. And now, isn't that the case with COVID? Well, if you go out and you don't social distance and you get sick and then you go to the hospital and you put all those people at risk. A disease that has a 95% recovery rate. Newsflash, there is not a 95% recovery rate from obesity or type 2 diabetes or congestive heart failure. And what she was doing was, if it had been seen in the proper light, it would have been promoted and it would have been lauded. But instead, her life was destroyed. And I know it's probably not popular to speak on behalf of someone like this, but somebody needed to. Somebody needed to stand up and acknowledge it. That she was way ahead of her time. Way ahead of her time, and simply because of the way she put the information across, people got offended. There's virtually no difference in what she was saying and what's going on now. None whatsoever. Shaming people into behaving ways we think they should behave is now okay. Hashtag Florida morons. Amazing, amazing hypocrisy. Like, share, subscribe.